Welcome back to 1 Million Pumpkins Ranch for more public displays of homesteading. So today I'm going to be breeding one of my does, Corn Silk, to the buck named Poplar. But for now, you can watch the Corn Silk 9 baby rabbits here have their breakfast, and I'll be right back with the breeding program. Okay, I'm going to go out and feed the hutch rabbits, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, I'm back. Are y'all ready for the date? Okay, I'm gonna make my longer here on my tripod. Right here is the groom. Hi, Poplar. And I remove any barricades or obstacles for breeding. When you breed bunnies, you always need to take and put the female rabbit into the male rabbit's house. Female rabbits are extremely territorial, and if you take and put the male rabbit into the female rabbit's house, then she will attack him. Sorry about the tripod. All right, here we go. That's better. And we already have some folks. We've got Michaela saying hi. Hello, Michaela. Thanks so much for joining. Yep, cute rabbits, and here's how you make some more. Wendy Raptor, welcome. Yay, I'm glad you like. If anybody else wants to double tap that screen, that helps the algorithm push my channel so more people can enjoy relaxing, friendly, cute animal, good vibes content. So there he is. That's Poplar. That's the daddy. And opposite him is the bride, Corn Silk. So I need to get up there and catch her. Now, rabbits never want to come out, but they enjoy being out. So you'll see her resist. Hey, Corn Silk. Good girl. Come here, big girl. That's right. It's okay. Come here. Okay, got her. Now she's going to come in here with her date. Here you go. All right, and now the actions will start right away. Now what we're hoping is that she'll lift her haunches and present herself so that he can impregnate her. And the neighbors are thumping. Don't worry. Now she may not be ready, in which case she will not lift. And if that's the case, then I'll put her back and we'll try again later. So far she's not lifting. You'll see her kind of go up on her back tiptoes when she's ready and just present her opening so that he can impregnate her. He's going to romance her a little bit and touch her and maybe get her into the mood. The baby rabbits at the very beginning, those are Snap Peas, the white mama. Those are her babies. And last time I bred her to the neighbor there, Cat Claw. Today is Cat Claw's turn to go outside. Come on, Snappy, raise up. I'm probably going to just go ahead and take Cat Claw and put him out right now so that he doesn't thump at us. And we'll see what happens with the loving couple here. All right, Cat Claw, the neighbor, got put outside. Now, Snap Peas babies, I just took her babies off of her 2 days ago. So she might not have gone back into estrus. She's not really presenting to him. But sometimes it's good to be patient. You could do it, Snap, or Cord Silk. Lift up. She is not lifting. Sometimes that's just how it goes as a breeder. You try again. And so ordinarily I would put these two back together this evening at feed time. However, I'm not going to be home. So if she does not lift and present herself, then I'll be trying again when we return home. And I'll try to show you that on a live stream. So how about some rabbit breeding facts? So number one, of course, like I told you, is take the female and put her with the male. Don't do it vice versa. So the white rabbit is the female and the blue one is the male, and so I took the white one and put her in there with him. His area is full of his pheromones. Male rabbits spray pee everywhere. Sorry to be blunt, but that's what they do. And so that can sometimes trigger ovulation. So sometimes it's good if they don't lift in the morning. Being in there and being around him and smelling his pheromones will cause her to ovulate, and she might be ready in the afternoon. But like I said, if she doesn't lift today, we'll just try again, I want to say Sunday. And by that time, she should be ready. And what we're looking for is for him to do what rabbit people call a fall off. So the male rabbit, when he climaxes, he will fall over sideways like he was struck by lightning. I really hope that we have that happen for you because it's hilarious. And so we want to get 3 fall-offs at least in a breeding session. We want to make sure that she's nice and full of his sperm production so that she can have a big litter. So one thing I like to do is make sure they have their kibble breakfast right before so that nobody is frantic for food. If you've watched any of my feed time videos, the rabbits go kind of wild for feed time, and they bounce around and, they're shaking their cages and biting the wires, and you don't want that behavior during breed time. So everybody had the edge taken off of their appetite first thing this morning. He's going to try to get her to adjust her posture. She's just not very open to breeding this morning. Rabbits have a very different sort of reproductive tract compared to most mammals. No one's quite sure how rabbits fit into the family tree of mammals. They have some, first people thought they were rodents, but they're absolutely not rodents. They have a lot of different features. They have different teeth, and their forearms cannot, how a squirrel will hold an acorn and chew on it. Rabbits cannot do that. They cannot supinate their paws. Their paws are always straightforward like that. Rodents can supinate their paws. Another thing about rabbits is that they have 2 uterine horns, which can ovulate at different times. And so if you breed your rabbit with too far a space in between, you can impregnate the separate uterine horns at different times so that she'll be gestating older fetuses and younger fetuses. And when she births the older fetuses, the younger fetuses don't fare too well. So you want to make sure not to stagger your breeding sessions too far apart. The best is to do it the same day, first thing in the morning, first thing in the evening, and wait and see if your doe gets pregnant. Just trust the process. It doesn't take that long for gestation anyway, so there's no real reason to try again, a week later. Wait the full 30 days, or oftentimes 31 days, but you should see signs that she's pregnant. Some in 1 week will immediately start building their nest. That's called haystacking. Or she'll have kind of a broody attitude right away, and you'll see that the breeding took and she's pregnant. And some just don't show any signs, and they suddenly build their nests all at once at the end of the gestation time. So after exposing her and witnessing fall-offs, don't put your doe back with the buck again until the gestation 31-day period has passed. You don't want to have that, I think, what do they call it? Super fecundity? Something like that when they get double pregnant. Another thing you don't want to do is don't leave them alone in there. So, even if I get bored or want to go get coffee, don't leave the breeders together alone. If the female gets angry all of a sudden, she might turn on the male. And if he does this, mounts her backwards, then she can bite and castrate him. And then you'll lose your buck. I've seen that happen. Luckily, Juniper was not permanently damaged, but he was injured, and we had to wait about a month for him to heal up after he was left alone and she bit him. So you want to monitor your breeders. Make sure things are going the right way. Make sure they're not fighting. Observe your fall-offs so that you know how many times. You definitely want to get 3 times for him to fall off to make sure she has a nice big litter. And she's still not lifting. It might not be a good time for her. Yeah, I can't pre-plan how it goes on a live stream, so you never know what goes on. And he has another neighbor next door to him, Larkspur. Larkspur would like to have his date. He's jealous. And Larkspur will get a date soon. But for now, Corn Silk, it's her turn. Her babies are already weaned. They're already in the grow out area. And it's time for her to have litter number 2. So that brings us to the next topic in breeding rabbits, which is how many litters should you expect or try to get from your breeders per year? And rabbits can have up to 5 litters per year, and they have an average of about 8 babies per litter. I don't overbreed them 5 times. To me, that's excessive, and it will make your does have a shorter productivity lifespan. So I go with 3 litters per year. And I try to get them all during the cold season because rabbits do not fare well in the summer heat. especially if they have babies. The babies start crawling out of their nest, trying to cool off, and then you get losses. So, wintertime is prime time for rabbit breeding. Rabbits can handle very low temperatures, way below freezing. I think the lowest we've had was 7 degrees this year, and they do just fine if they're sheltered and have a nest box out of the wind and rain. So that's why, even though these rabbits have babies still, it's time to breed them up again so that we can get all 3 litters into the cold months. So you can do the math. 3 times 8 is about 24. Let's round it to 25. That's about 25 baby rabbits per doe per season. And I have 3 mothers, and so that's about 75 baby rabbits expected for this season. And the baby rabbits, we let them grow out for at least 10 weeks, usually about 14 weeks. And then we harvest them, and we get about 2.5 pounds per dressed meat rabbit. Right, so that's about at least 150 pounds of meat for our family with just 3 does. And you don't need $3. We have $3, but you only need 1. But rabbits are the most productive protein source on the homestead. They take a small area. They have a quick turnaround, 1 month of gestation, and then 3 months of growing out 3 times in a year. They also, produce a beautiful hide if you want to tan their hides. And they're very easy to process. You don't have to, deal with feathers like with chickens and turkeys. And with my rabbits, I never have them just stay in cages all the time. I have the philosophy that all animals should live out their best life on our farm. So right outside of here is the rabbit garden, and that's where Poplar is playing right now, outside in that garden. So every day a different rabbit goes outside to play. They don't spend their entire lives in these cages at all. Okay, is she gonna lift? I saw her tail kind of go up. Not yet. So some of the things he does is he's going to try to get her to move around in case he can get her in a better, more comfortable position for lifting, but I don't think that she's ready today. She's not showing any signs. He's not a quitter though, is he? Go on, Poplar. And just to remind you, down here are snap peas, 9 grow outs having their breakfast. So that's what we're hoping to accomplish with our breed time today. Up, barn cat. Get out, barn cat. Ooey. Psh, 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 psh. No cats allowed in the rabbit barn. Get out, Hui. So I'm probably going to conclude this film because she's not lifting, and so it's time to just put her back and she can finish her breakfast. So let's have a look once more at her next door neighbor, Courgette. Courgette has 8 babies. And they are already weaned. They don't need to nurse anymore. But I don't have enough grow out space for them to come off of her yet. We have the oldest grow outs outside in the grow out hutch, and as soon as they vacate that space and go to freezer camp, we'll be able to shuffle. Oh, look at that stretch and yawn. We'll be able to shuffle and get these off of Courgette and rebreed her. And so she's going to breed with Larkspur. Right, Larkspur? And that will be her second breeding. And then we'll have time for hopefully one more breeding session before the warm season starts. Over here, Snap Pea is already pregnant. She got bred to Cat Claw, who's hopping outside. And she's due in a few weeks. Okay, so now I'm going to pull her out of there. I don't think the business is happening right now. She's not presenting. She's not lifting. See how her bum is kind of tucked under her? Well, she's going to get kind of curious now. Let's see if that unfolds. Sometimes if he can make her hop around, then she'll change her mind and she'll lift. Nope. Yeah, and like I was saying, some breeders would go ahead and just walk out and shut the door and let nature take its course, but sometimes that leads to bloody violence. Rabbits are fierce. So I like to remain, I like to supervise and make sure that nobody gets hurt. Yeah, it's going to be awkward because I'm going to have to reach in there and grab her. And he's not going to like that. That went remarkably smoothly. There. He's like, hey, where'd she go? Oh, poor Poplar. Poor Poplar Hoppler. We'll try again later. All right, Corn Silk. We'll try again later. So for now, I'm going to give them their hay and tell you have a great day. If you like relaxing, cute animal content, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you see when I'm live. Cheers and blessings.